All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Aaron here from Simply New England. So tonight we've got Marky B, my resident mechanic, master mechanic Red, who you all know, Ronald, who if you've been on Red's streams, you definitely know him, and then Dennis. He's another local fellow up here that I've been met in the CF Moto Everything group. We've been chatting for a while. I'll give him a shout out. He sent me this nice CF Moto shirt, and I don't know if you can see it. On the back, it's a picture of my Z950 in color. So if anybody's interested in one of those, hit Dennis up, message him or whatever, and he can get his wife to make one of those for you. So
what? A Z950 or a T-shirt?
Both.
I
don't know. It depends how much money Dennis has.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think tonight what I was looking to do was just kind of go with the pros and cons of CF Moto. We can stray from that, whatever. Figure this just
they're Chinese junk. I mean,
that's what everybody says. That's what everybody says. And I'll tell you the story. So the reason why I got into CF Moto, I had a Honda previously, old Foreman 500, and Mark, he ended up getting a CF Moto, and he was messaging me, telling me about it. I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, CF Moto. And he sent me pictures, and then I was like, oh, that's a good looking machine. And then one day he decided to bring it up, and I wrote it out in my backyard, and I was like, oh crap, I was hooked. So then I started looking at them, ended up getting the U-Force 1000, which was a lot of fun, but found that I just wanted more get up and go, and to the speed up. I like the look. Then I saw the Z950, traded it in. Been hooked ever since, and then ended up getting the 800 XC. I'd probably have a U-Force 1000 too if I could afford 3 machines. So that's my CF Moto story and how I got into it, and even learned about it. I didn't even know they existed until Mark mentioned it. Now I'm a freak. I got channels and YouTube and whatnot. So I don't know anyone. Red, curious on your end, what drove you to CF Moto?
Me and my wife, I was trying to talk her into letting me get a 4-wheeler, and she kept telling me no. Well, a buddy of mine had a side-by-side at Kawasaki, really nice 4-seater. We went over to his house, and he's like, he talked me into taking it for a drive, and I was like, man, I like this. So we went to the dealer, the same dealer he got that one from, and my wife rode with me, and she liked it too. So we were actually going to get what he had, which was a KRX. I think it was like a 700 or 800 4-seater. Hey, Gary. And
Gary.
So when we got there, they didn't have any. So then we was looking into a Honda, and they had the CF Moto there, but I didn't know anything about CF Moto, and I was kind of skeptical about it, And, well, we couldn't find anything. So I was like, well, he said it come with a 5-year warranty. At that time, we got hers with a 5-year warranty. Mm-hmm. And I told my wife, I was like, 5-year warranty. I mean, it'll be about paid off by then. So if anything goes wrong, we'll let the warranty take care of it, and then we'll just sell it, get out from underneath of it. And, it's been really good to us. And I went back to get my second one about a year later. Now I'm looking at a third one. So. And as you all know, I got 3 of them in my garage right now.
Well, so we'll go around the room then. So, Mark, where did you learn CF Moto?
I learned it from my cousin Matt and Lisa. They got one. I think it's 2016. They drive that thing everywhere and beat on it, and it's still kicking.
What about you, Ronald?
I got injured at work and had to retire. And I opened up a small ATV shop in a buddy's basement of his shop so that I couldn't get caught. And I started flipping little Chinese 4-wheelers. And I made about $3,000 in my first month.
No kidding.
Just flipping little Chinese 4-wheelers. Everybody lets them sit, and carburetors get gummed up. Clean them out, get them running, and they're freaking great.
Yep. I had bought one of those for my oldest son about, 12, 13 years ago, and he rode that around until it started literally falling apart. And then one day I watched the brakes go. He had to bail, and he did that thing like a cartoon and bounced as it drove away. He went this way. I was like, okay, that's it. We're done. So that was my first thought of CF Moto when Mark had told me about it. I'm like, Chinese junk, no, not doing it. And then obviously, like I told you earlier, I saw them. So Dennis, you haven't.
I also was riding. I was riding a Sportsman too at the time. That was lifted, snorkeled, radiator relocate, all that good crap.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't ride a 4-wheeler anymore because of the damage to my arm. So we decided to try side-by-sides. And I wasn't sure if I would like side-by-sides or not because I've always been a quad rider or a dirt bike rider. And, you know, so I just found, honestly, a cheap one just to try it out. It was initially supposed to be just a trial thing, a first one. And I bought it in early 2018, and I literally just put $500 into it within a month ago. You know, I've never had to do anything to it.
Well, that's good. That's my hope.
I ride the hell out of it.
That's my hope with mine, that I don't find myself dumping money into it. So far, so good. Dennis, what was your introduction to CF Moto? What were your first thoughts?
I was a little skeptical too. I've always been a Can-Am guy.
Yeah.
But then watching
Can-Am.
watching I can't even think of his name now.
Blake?
Yes, Blake.
Blake, yeah.
Yeah. Watching them guys and then watching you, I was like, you know, and I wasn't really crazy about the look of the 950.
Me neither. I still think it looks like a submarine. I cannot.
Now that I own it, I kind of love it.
I know. Me too. Me too.
You know?
I think it looks better if you put the luggage compartment on the back and all that stuff.
Mine looks good with a cooler in the back.
They all look good with coolers in the back.
Yeah. I ended up.
If it don't have a cooler in the back, it ain't worth riding.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do like. One thing I do like about the 950, I love the cup holders.
Yeah, those are nice.
That's good. It's good. So does anyone in here? We'll kind of just start with like, I don't know. We'll kind of start with like the cons here. Is there anything? We'll go around the room. Mark, is there anything that you found so far with your 800XC that you own that you're like, they could have done better here?
My biggest problem from the start was it was running really hot. I ride through the mud a lot and through the woods, and it was getting clogged up, and it's really hard to clean because it's like shoved up inside, and there's no access to it.
Yeah.
So that's when I ended up putting the radiator up on the rack on the top.
Yep.
And
I'm with Lisa on the flask, by the way.
You what?
Said I'm with Lisa on the flask, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That was good. The flask fits right in the cup holder.
Yeah, well, you should see her flask. It's like that big.
I've got one of those giant flasks.
Oh.
I have to strap that on the back. It'd look like a relocated radiator.
I'll show her comment again. So Dennis, has there been anything? Dennis, what machine do you have again?
The Z950.
All right, so you have the Z950, same thing as I have. So has there been anything on yours so far? I'll tell you, my 950, nothing so far at all. The 800XC, my issue is the freaking exhaust on my left leg in the summer. It's really hot, really hot.
You know what? Had that issue too. It was burning my legs so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Polaris has that issue too, where it melts the plastic. So I mean, that's a known issue on most of your quads. You're gonna have heat on the side that the exhaust is on,
especially the twins.
So exactly. I mean, I don't consider that a con because every make and model 4-wheeler has that issue.
Okay. So
the seatbelt.
Gary said, the seatbelt issue, Mark.
The damn seatbelt.
Okay, Gary, this is great. Okay, I forgot about this. There is a Z950 problem. Yep. So Mark comes out riding with me, and we get out, you got to stop for a little bit and hang around and do whatever you're going to do. And every friggin' time, the seatbelt gets caught, and you have to play around with it and jerk on it. Eventually, and you got to finesse it and do it real slow, and then it works. So I do have 2 harnesses that I purchased. It's just been too cold here to put them on. So I will say I am taking out the Z950 seatbelts and I am putting in the harnesses. So Gary, that was a good one that you brought up, and that's definitely the same issue I had.
Well, I'll tell you what the issue is on the seatbelts. The little ratcheting unit in there is plastic, and when that plastic piece breaks, that's when they start hanging up. My wife got trapped in the seat. That was hilarious.
Mine too.
Then mine was purchase broken then.
Yeah, mine too. Mine started right off the bat. You know,
Probably.
my wife got stuck too.
The seat belts are the most dangerous part of the CF Motos.
Yeah.
I recommend getting rid of those the day you buy it.
Yeah, I have mine.
Yep.
They arrived, so as soon as I get out there.
The mirrors. You might want to throw them in the trash.
The mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the older 800s had a problem with the older 500s had a problem with the exhaust getting hot and melting the plastic. Also, the radiator hose hanging down used to rub against I think it was the A-arm in the front. You ended up having to tie those back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary, that was smart, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. And then we got Lisa is saying that our only issue, the brand new 15500 2-person was the exhaust. Well, the weld broke off.
Oh yeah.
2016.
Well, it was Chinesium welding.
Yeah. I mean, I think Red, you and I had talked about this before. I think the difference now is obviously we know that CF Moto looks like they did a lot in motorcycles. Now they're doing all the off-road stuff. I mean, they're building from real big facilities now. It automatically has to come with better quality control.
Yeah.
I can tell you if I watched some videos that, like even on Red's, when Red was doing the cage, his factory welds look a lot better than mine just on a 2017.
Oh, the cages are different.
Yeah,
the cages are
so much better.
Yep. I can see the difference between my cousin's 17, my wife's 18, and my 19. All three cages are different.
Yeah, look
and
on your.
I have to say though,
17. Look on your cousin's 17 on the plaque for the Ralph's approval. Mine says 2008.
I'll have to look, but I want to say though, CF Moto was a ding dong because on my cousin's, his seat belt, where it comes over your shoulder, it's down. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see where the seat belt comes across your shoulder. That piece where it bolts to.
Yes,
it's right in here. You know where mine is in a 2019? Up here.
Yep.
I don't know why they did that.
So my cage is a 2008, my frame is a 2011, and my CF Moto is a 2017.
Okay. Yeah, you showed me your Moto today. You take it looks good. I thought it was newer. The picture you sent me.
Close.
Yeah. So Ed says only issue with his 950 was owner caused. So yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't care what machine you have, if you really ride it hard, it's gonna break. I mean,
ask him if he's talking about the exhaust tips that I told him not to buy, but he bought them anyway.
Ed, you got an answer for that?
Yeah, Ed.
Yeah, so I think I think trying to think if there's anything else that I've really heard. I know the heat thing I hear often, the seatbelt thing I hear all the time.
That's in every make and model though. That's every machine.
And the other thing I've heard about too is throttle touchiness. Because I'll tell you, I have an older 05 Honda Foreman 500. It's just it does what I tell it to do. I can definitely tell with the 800XC. Once in a while, I'm not paying attention and I'm going in reverse and I just touch that throttle a little bit and I'm like, whoa! And I realize okay, I gotta, it's just getting used to my own machine.
That's actually not really in the throttle though. That's in the clutch.
It's in the clutch. Okay.
You can tune it out of the clutch. Yeah.
Mark, you need to help me with that.
I did end up having a problem with my clutch.
Huh?
I had to replace mine. It ended up cracking.
You had a crack in yours. That's right.
Yeah. It wasn't covered under warranty because I didn't have them do the first service at the dealership. So they wouldn't, they said they wouldn't warranty it because they would have caught that.
Is my phone screwing up? Or your guys' mic screwing up?
It's
Everything
you.
sounds good on my end.
Is everybody else hearing okay?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Everybody.
It's queer over here. I mean, clear over here.
All right.
Robot voices.
So Ed gave you your answer, Red. There's that.
Yeah, I seen him. They would have been fine without the DB killer, but I would have burned things down. Yeah, with this. Yeah.
We're shooting flames out of the exhaust. You wouldn't have had that problem.
Yeah,
It's cool.
Yeah. I did tune those flames out, by the way. I tuned them out.
Somebody got some music going?
That's my custom effect.
How do you do that?
Oh, my little boy is a wizard at computers, and he downloaded this app. So in the middle of me talking, not that I'm going to do it a whole lot, but I can do all kinds of things. I can make myself sound like a chipmunk. I can make myself sound like a robot. I can be use the whisper sound, so I sound a little perverted.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot you over. I'll get him to get me the link of whatever it was that he downloaded. Red, I'll get it to you.
That would be epic. That's epic.
That's when the Elgato would come in really well because you could just put it to your side and just hit the buttons, whatever you want. He's got everything. He's got the green screen, the Elgato. He's Twitch streaming. He's a gamer.
Yeah.
I know we get off topic pretty quick.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, right?
As far as cons go on CF Moto,
yeah,
I only have one con, two cons, really.
Okay, what are yours?
And it's all machines.
Ah.
That's not the machine's fault.
Oh.
As far as being the machine's fault, my only two complaints about any CF Moto machine is the suspension, which a lot of it can be tuned out if you know what you're doing. We've already proved that repeatedly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is going to have to be overall comfort.
Yeah, I would definitely wouldn't mind ripping out my Z950 seats and putting something in a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but after a few hours, it definitely starts hurting my butt.
Yeah.
And Gary,
that's just mine.
Gary said it don't swim too good.
Oh yeah, hold on.
I'm just fine.
That's aimed directly at Ronald.
Mine swam just fine.
Why you got a story about that?
We was about to say ship down, ship down.
You know, if it
Mayday.
had that problem, okay?
Was that?
If it just started tilting, I would not have had that problem.
It was tilting. It looked like the damn Titanic.
No. You know what? Allen with 35s didn't make it either, so shut up.
I'm gonna look. Okay.
Well, we know Kevin McDonald's, his doesn't float either.
Oh yeah, that's right. We saw that in one of my videos there. I got to get better with this so if there's people that over the summer that go riding with us, when I do one of these in the future, I have to get quick with it, Red, because I haven't played with it enough. So I can like all of a sudden throw like quick videos up to be like, oh yeah, you remember this?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark's got a good appearance in one of mine. You can see him standing up on his 800 and he's just going like a friggin' wild man. He got it out though. We had to did we end up having to
we winched it out.
We did. Winch, winch, not to be mistaken.
Winch. Same thing.
Yeah.
You both wrap a rope around them, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, so that's something I hear from people too, and I always kind of chop this up is It must be someone not really know what they're doing. I hear a lot about the cable snapping, but I think that's just kind of any winch and the way you use it properly or not, right? I don't think there's anything that's about CF Moto metal that they're using that's making it break.
Right.
I know a lot of people go to synthetic.
Most of it's from not spooling it back up properly. It gets kinked up in there. And then when it's kinked up in there like that, as soon as you use it again, there's a weak point and cables just snap.
Okay.
Especially when you're plowing.
Cable or rope?
What's that, Dennis?
What's better, the cable or the rope?
From what I read, I mean, I don't know because I don't have both. A master mechanic's gonna show us something here. I don't have both, Dennis, but from what I'm reading, I'm hearing that people seem to like the synthetic better.
Yeah, that's what I read too. Yeah.
I went with the synthetic. I like it better.
Snaps from a long distance. I would rather be hit in the face with synthetic than cable.
This is true.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yes.
I had to use my winch today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got stuck in a damn snowbank.
So what? Tell me about this video. Who's rolling the video? What's this about?
Ron. That's Ron. Watch what he does.
That son bitch started leaning by itself. There was
You going down with your ship?
Oh, watch him. He was about to go down. And don't worry, you won't get demonetized. This is my video.
I'm not monetized anyway, so don't worry about it.
That's true. That's true.
See, the mud wherever you guys are, it's a little different. We hit mud around here. You go into it, you just get sucked in, and you can't keep going.
Right.
You instantly stop.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. He's half in. He's.
That's with 2 inches of lift on 28 too.
Yeah, that was a deep hole. And then it gets better. It gets way better.
That cow on 35s that was camping right next to me, he didn't make it through that night either. He made it about as far as I did.
Look how deep it is.
Oh my god. Ronald, that's a trail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Now, do you have a lift, pacers and all that? Because my buddy has an 800 trail and he wanted to do something with it.
I've got 2-inch lift. I've got Elka stage 1s. Now I'm running 30s. I also have 29.5 mud tires. That was with my 28-inch trail tires.
Okay.
But I've got 30-inch trail tires now. I got 29.5 Outlaw 2s. And I've got 235, 75, 15 MT truck tires that I use for the road.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I run 30s.
Tires.
Hey, Redneck, did you see about using, somebody's asking about the CRC disc brake quiet?
Yeah, I was actually just reading it now. It works for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it don't work. Mine don't squeal.
Gary says Kentucky Wildcat. Yep, Gary was there. Told you.
I got enough dirt and rocks in my brakes. They don't squeak anymore. They just grind.
Yeah.
So Red, how do I got a video queued up on YouTube. How do I show that?
Okay,
share?
down at the bottom of your screen, click share, and then it'll bring up share screen.
Okay. And then I just click on the one that
that you got it popped up. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna try to.
Sorry if I'm occupied in a while. Wife's not home yet, and I had to let the dogs out. So.
I think so. Can you guys see this right now?
Nope.
No, you gotta put it, and it should come up down at the bottom. You gotta click on it and add it to the stream.
Okay, so I'll just do window.
Just like you did us. You gotta add it to the stream.
Oh, okay.
Steve, with all the how-to videos, you got to do a how to do live.
Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Come on,
definitely.
I mean, it's got to be better than my axle boot repair video.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
horrible. I mean, I got a lot of people that liked it and watched it.
Who repairs axle boots?
I do.
Not Ron. He just packs them full of mud and calls them good.
That's right.
Little gorilla tape.
So I do
Oh,
this.
I've been there before.
I feel like on CF Moto I could get axles cheap, so for $50 I just threw axles in.
There you go.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So this was Mark. Hold on. This was Mark's crazy. You'll see the difference here. Like the mud here, it's just
And
Well, this one had a lot of sand under it. I went through it and made it the first time. The second time, I couldn't go anywhere. I sided. There was nothing I could do. My wheels weren't even touching the ground.
The mud that's here is just like peanut butter. There wouldn't be no water on top of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we did this right after we had a rainstorm, too.
yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't think that was going to be that bad until I figured out that it didn't have a bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, my machine doesn't float. I don't know about yours.
And Mark, you're running. What size tires are you running?
28s,
Yeah, 28.
the Kenda Executioners.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even see them.
Off mine.
Aaron, I have a question.
Yeah.
In that video, how come that blue machine is so clean?
Oh, mine.
Went through nothing.
That was my first time
That was your first
taking
time?
that out on a trail like that, and I was so consumed that day with trying to get a video for YouTube. I just didn't go deep with anything. And then the next time I went out another time with my buddy, we went to a different trail, and it was a completely different story. But I took the four-wheeler, and I was soaked and just filthy. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
That was a little lack of confidence that day.
Yeah, CF Moto Side Rider is going to grease up his brakes. No problem. He's got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just greased
them.
and my parking brake, and I lubed everything up real good, lubed the backs of the pads, all that stuff. Mine don't squeal at all. My right rear one's squealing, but I found out that I got a bearing loose, so I got to order a bearing. But that's the only reason why it's.
I heard people are spraying their brakes down with WD-40, and it's working very well. I haven't tried it yet.
oh God.
So
I use my temp grease on metal to metal contact, except for on the road.
That's similar, Red. That's similar to like if you want to have a super clean microwave, just put a nice big ball of tinfoil on there, put it on for like 2 minutes. It really works.
yeah, it works great.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be clean after that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Where do we buy this tinfoil at?
Walmart's.
Dollar Tree.
Hey,
No.
I was not to put an Arby's sandwich in their wrapper in the microwave real fast.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Who else
That's
wraps
right.
them like that? I think Wendy's has a little bit kind of tinfoily wrapper, right?
Yeah,
I think they used to, not anymore.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to think here. Something CF Moto related here. All right, okay. So we kind of went through the cons. So we'll start again around. So let's go the awesome stuff about it. So Mark, what is it that you love most about your CF Moto, your 800 XC?
The price?
The price, absolutely.
Yeah.
The price. That's a given, right?
Yeah, and I bought mine right before the pandemic started. Well, right when it started, so the price didn't jump up like everything else did.
Mhm.
And I ended up going to Maine to get mine. And we actually did the deal in the parking lot because they were shut down.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have a good. So in case there's anybody in New England watching, who's your dealer that you went to that you're real happy with?
Yeah, it was I went up to Maine. It was Northeast Power Sports.
All right.
It's in Lebanon, Maine. They actually gave me a sign. I got a sign over there that they gave me. I don't know if you can see it.
The big old magnet. Yeah, I got the video of it yesterday. I wish it was on my computer. I'd share it. It's a riot. It's the big, huge metal stand-up one. It's tall. It's like 7 feet tall. It has the big blue
Wow.
CF Moto on each side, and then the magnet that sticks to it. The dealership gave it to him.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny. Red, I mean, we hear from you all the time, but what do you love the most about yours?
Mine?
Yeah.
They're easy as heck to work on.
Mm.
Yep. Simple.
Yeah, they're easy for
Simple,
maintenance,
easy.
man.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
I feel like on the 950 though, like they built it from the inside out. You gotta take everything off to get to anything. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Such
Yeah.
a
I know.
pain in
I'm
the
not.
ass.
Just when I was installing Ed's fuel controller, I was cussing everything because I had to take off everything just to run one little wire.
Wow.
I was
Ah,
super mad.
yeah, yeah. Now I heard that the 2022 950 they made a couple adjustments to make it easier to get into the clutch and stuff like that. I don't know if that's true. It's just rumor I heard.
We'll find out.
Yeah. 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 So someone's Gary says that the CV Tech clutch is easy to work on. Gary, are you referring to the 950 or a different machine?
I think they all have the same clutch. It's all
Yeah.
CB
Okay.
Tech.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
except for the 800.
I have the CB Tech clutch in mine. I got the 800.
The 800 Z Force and U Force.
Oh,
They're
yeah, I have the, yeah.
So your cousin wonder where we were that day. Looks where were we? Was that Boundtree?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
No.
No, that was Hopkinton, Everett.
Everett Reservoir is where we were that day. Everett Reservoir in God, what town is that?
Hopkinton, Everett.
Yeah, Hopkinton, Everett. Yeah, so we got some cool places around here to ride. So definitely this summer, I'm gonna try to put together a few rides. There's a simple one I want to do for people that aren't as experienced, and it's up on one of the old railroad bed lines in Littleton, and I did one of the videos on it where you see the kind of like I did the drone footage of the 950 going through that field. So I definitely want to get some riders to head up there that aren't as experienced. I like to parlay that one with right off the trail. There's a camp. There's a campground. So it'd be kind of cool to pull a 2-day thing up there and have people come camp and go ride and come back that night, party down. They have a side field where you can just pull in. It's kind of private. And if I could get enough people to do it, I would definitely rent. I would take the cost. I'd rent the field and then just have everybody, depending on how many people came. Let's say it was $400 for the weekend. 10 people come. 400 divided by 10. Boom, done. So there's that one, and then obviously, Mark, there's Boundtree and the Everett Reservoir up here in New Hampshire. That I've been to both of them now. They're great trails. And then, of course, we have Ride the Wilds, 1,000 miles worth of trails up in northern New Hampshire, which I haven't been to yet. So I'm hoping to get some video on that stuff this summer for sure.
Jericho is cool too.
Jericho, yeah, that's part of Ride the Wilds, right? Yeah.
I'll be up in Jericho this summer for a weekend with my cousin.
I want to go to this year.
I told Red I'd fly him up here and he could use one of my machines, but he said, "Hell no, I don't fly."
Nope.
I'm with you.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
On my end, it would depend on when you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that,
Well,
Ronald?
I don't do whatever the hell I want to.
You just go, you come and go as you please, huh? Well, that's the thing. I got the second machine. So if someone ever wanted to come up and do something like that, there's a second. I have 3 total, but obviously CF Moto just 2.
Well, we've already got 2 planned this year. We've got Mississippi planned, and we've got we're going to Idaho so we can go to Yellowstone. And there's a few places there in Idaho that we're going to hit. So we've got our trips already planned for the year.
Ronald shared a video with me today, and he was doing some real freaking rock climbing in Moab. That was a good video. You sent me 2 of them, but the second one, though, you're really crawling over the rocks with your machine. That really showed what that thing can do.
That one was in Kansas.
Oh, that was Kansas. Oh, I thought that was a Moab one.
No, the second one was in Kansas. That was over at a park called Tuttle Creek. It's nothing but rocks, and some of that stuff over there is stupid. Some of them guys are nuts.
Oh yeah. What's this guy saying? Gary, White Mountain UFOs looking for those Z950s to take back. You're not invited. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
My wife says,
Didn't he- it'll lead them right to him.
my
You
wife,
just turn on a bunch of LED lights, and it'll lead them right to him.
Oh man, yeah. I've thought about. I keep seeing the videos with the LED lights and stuff like that. You know, the ones that are underneath that people hooking up. So I would kind of like to get a set of those just for the coolness of it. Not that it adds anything other than that, but you know, I like the lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got lights in mine. They like the rock lights. They're just little round ones.
Wanda Crossman.
Everybody else, they're just clear.
Looks
oh,
like
that's my wife.
Colors.
Dennis. Your wife says something. You look like Iron Man.
No, the machine looks like Iron Man.
Oh, I think the machine from the back end looks like a Ninja Turtle. That piece of plastic in the back of the 950. I'm like, okay, Ninja Turtle all the way.
Mine looks like a mini KRX.
Gary says hooker pole. Oh,
That'll be the new roof mount, the upgrade.
Yeah. Well, I know there's a Jeep that drives around here, and it literally has a stand on the back of it. It must be part of a promo, and it has a big stand on the back of it. It comes off of the trail hitch, and you got the big round part where they stand, and then the stripper pole, and they literally drive around during Weirs during our bike week, and there's girls on that thing stripping on the back, not stripping, but playing on the pole.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to a Trucks Gone Wild event?
No.
Mm-mm.
Go.
Yeah.
Either Trucks Gone Wild or Rednecks with Paychecks.
Oh,
You've seen the stripper poles and freaking pontoons set on big 4-wheel drive frames, 20 feet up in the freaking air, girls dancing everywhere. It's a blast.
I've seen the videos. I just never seen it in real.
Steve, do you take that personal? Rednecks with Rednecks with Paychecks? What?
I do.
If he that, he would not take offense to it whatsoever.
Ed says that would be Red's fault from these videos of mine.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, let's see here. Oh, what else we got? Who else do we ask? So Dennis, what's your favorite thing that you've about your moto?
I don't know. I like the whole thing as a complete.
Yeah.
I really do. You know,
I think it's like with every machine that you get. Like I keep saying, so far this thing has been great, but I just because of all the naysaying from other people, I keep expecting something to break that is going to annoy me. And then it's going to be and then I'm wondering if I'm going to turn into that person of like, oh, this piece of crap, you know. But then I have to stop.
Yeah,
and
you
say,
will.
Everything breaks.
Oh, every machine breaks.
Every machine breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plastics on these 4-wheelers are pretty brittle. They're like hard. There's no give in them.
Yeah, on my 850, the 800, I must have hit something the last time I was out. I noticed the other day down on the floorboard where your foot is, something pushed through there. Now the way it pushed through, it just kind of left like this divot, so I can tell if I put some heat to it, I can probably push it back down. But you know, at this point, it's compromised. It's probably going to crack at some point.
Can I share a 22-second clip that shows you why I love CF Moto?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on real quick.
Take her away.
You'll have to add it to the stream. It should be there.
Let's see here. I have to add it.
Yeah, you have to click it.
Oh, there we go. Yep, I got it.
Okay. All right. Check. This is why I love CF Moto. Yep, today.
So Redneck, what size tires are on that thing?
Yeah.
28.
Oh, really? They look bigger.
Yeah, they do for whatever reason. I'm not sure why.
What is that for a muffler? A Flowmaster, right?
Yeah, Flowmaster on it.
Good.
Yeah. Everybody kept telling me it wouldn't work. It would sound like crap. And I never listen to anybody. I got to try it. Nonetheless, it would have been a video that would have showed people that it didn't sound good. And it did sound good, so I left it.
It does sound good.
They've been putting flow masters on razors forever.
Oh, really?
For as many people that it didn't sound good or that it wouldn't sound good, they never complained when they put them on other machines.
Right.
Well, up here in New Hampshire, they don't allow us to do any alterations of the exhaust. They'll give you a ticket right away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got to move out.
And Marky, have you been to Maine at all riding?
I haven't.
Because I heard too that up in Maine they don't allow you to have snorkels.
No, you can't have snorkels. I don't have a snorkel.
That was,
My radiator's up front, but no snorkel.
yeah,
Ain't that stupid?
it is. It's, Massachusetts and New England have the stupidest laws.
Yeah, so much for live free or die in New Hampshire, huh?
Yep.
There was actually someone posted something the other day to the governor, and I had and I bounced it off the page, and I had said, "Yeah, governor." I actually went to school with the governor here. He's my age. I went to school with him from like third grade to about I think seventh, and then his dad became Secretary of State, and then I just never saw him again until all of a sudden he just popped out of nowhere and he became our governor. But I posted something to him and said, "Hey, this is the live free or die state." I said, maybe you could work a little bit more, giving the rest of the state the freedom they have like up in Gorham, New Hampshire, where we can ride on the roads. Put a speed limit on it. Just give us certain roads, but give us some more freedom. I mean, it is a lot of revenue that comes to a state from that off-roading. I mean, how many people venture to Moab? How many people venture to, I see it all the time. How many people venture to, what's that? Hatfield and McCoy trails. I mean, we got 1,000 miles of trails up north, but it takes a while to get up there. So it's like, get some towns more southern that allow that riding on the road.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Yeah. What's that?
Moab's trying to shut it down.
Really?
That's why they're not doing the King of Hammers and stuff there anymore. Is whoever their governor is or whatever. I understand where there's some point that the riders have to be respectful for the people that live in the town.
Mm-hmm.
And that was part of the problem. But give some tickets, make some examples of people. Don't just shut down the whole show, because you're going to lose out on 90% of what side-by-sides and stuff bring into that town.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
right.
Well, I've seen some videos of Gorham, New Hampshire, when they do the Mark. What's the yearly thing called? We were talking about
the ATV festival, and
the ATV
I think it's the
festival.
Jericho ATV festival.
Well, yeah.
So they have that. You guys maybe seen on TV, like how New England older towns are. They're like these long main streets with all the stuff, and you watch the videos on that, and it is hundreds of machines parked up and down both sides of the road. People walking everywhere. I bet you there's some restaurants and businesses up there that's probably 50 or 60% of their revenue for the year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'll be up there a couple weeks before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we drive right through all of that, but there's not a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
I know Disney Oklahoma hosts BMR, which is it's called Big Meat Run, but that's what everybody calls it. Everybody calls it Break My Razor, and it's all rocks and shit like that. But they have a huge event down there once a year. And tell you what, that is 100% of the revenue for that town all year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally thousands of side-by-sides down there. People everywhere. And
yeah, Gary was just saying about that, all the gas stations and everything too, and the rental properties, hotels.
Oh yeah.
Because we were trying to find a hotel to go to the ATV festival for the night, and there's nothing. All the B&Bs or everything is full.
Oh,
Yeah. Airbnb was not like some huge thing way up in that part of New Hampshire, and now they're popping up everywhere. And you can't get them. They're booked a year in advance.
Yeah.
So the sport as it is, I feel like from what I'm seeing, at least, I'm new to the side-by-side world, but I'm noticed. I get this impression that side-by-sides are definitely revolutionizing this off-road movement. Everybody seems to want one.
That's my next adventure is a side by side.
Yeah, and I think everybody has this impression that it looks like a car. It has a steering wheel, it has a brake. I think everyone just sees it and goes, "Yeah, I could ride that." Where you put them on a dirt bike or a four-wheeler, it's intimidating if you've never been on anything like that. Where the side by side, I have 2 kids that are under 13, and they both zip around my backyard untrained, first time ever, just zooming around on it.
Yeah.
Those are the people that keep the rubber side up, though.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, like Massachusetts, you know, you see like the slingshots out there. Well, what's the slingshot in the side by side then? Why do you drive them on the road? You know,
Gary, you got it right though. Safer than a smart car.
That's right. Funner too. Funner too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think I could have quite a bit of fun in a smart car. I would out of that thing.
I could too. If I wasn't going to get charged for the damage.
Yeah, there's that.
Oh, so I think in that I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to wonder. Like, there's something like Gary has been on for a while. So, Red, have you had Gary on? Gary, do you want a link to come and join us? Just give me a yes or no, and you just have to message me, and I could send you a link if you want to come and hang out.
You can put the link right in the chat, just so you know.
But then won't everybody join?
You don't. You don't have to. You don't have to let them in, though. You just.
Oh, that's true.
They just have to understand, you know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put the link in here, Gary. If you got a camera and you want to join us, there's the link.
He said nah.
Yeah,
he said nah.
Nah. All right. So far, I mean, Red, we're not having the same as what you had that night, but we've been consistent 10, 11, 12 throughout, people coming in and going. So it's good. I mean, this being my first one ever. If I had known for sure you were going to come on, I could have definitely done that with Redneck Garage. You probably would have pulled more in because, you know, you're the celebrity of CF Moto of the moment.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Then we got Marky B. He's been seen in the videos. Dennis soon. Ronald, if you ever make it up this way.
I don't know. I have a tendency to piss a lot of people off.
That's all right.
Well, everybody on my channel's commenting, asking where the live is, and I keep telling them I'm over. I'm over on Simply New England's channel. Come join us, you know?
Yeah.
So Lisa just said that she would rather ride the CF Moto 500 than her Polaris 850.
Oh.
That's saying something there.
Yeah, it is.
I'd rather ride a turd than a Polaris.
There you go, Lisa.
Just saying.
I will say though, and again, I told you before, my older one, you see it in one of the intros, that yellow four-wheeler that my son's riding, he comes over that hill. The Honda Foreman 500, the one I had, again, it's old, 05. That thing has been so beat and it's never had a problem. I'm definitely still a fan of Honda. I don't know what their new stuff is like, but I can't complain about them at all. I just can't.
Honda will always run forever.
They ain't fast.
Code word is whiskey, Lisa. Code word's whiskey.
Honda ain't fast, but they'll get you there for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's hard to kill one.
It is.
Yep. Yeah.
CF Moto's not fast?
No.
So anybody want to do a plug? Mark, we'll start with you. You want to tell people about your channel? Try to pick up some scrubs. Probably not gonna get many. We're up to 12 right now, but if you want to give your channel a plug.
Well, it's Marky B. I mean, I don't really have much on my channel. I think I got like 11 videos. One of them was a how to replace the axle boot. The other ones are just riding around. That's about it.
Yeah, Mark's currently the guy that is putting a snowmobile motor in a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a hell of a video. I keep telling you that. That would get a lot of interest. It's like people be like, huh?
There's a lot of work into that. It's not something I can take the time to record stuff.
Yeah, but just the showing of the progress.
I mean, I started it. I have a teardown on the snowmobile it came out of. That's on there. It's just a quick video, and it says stay tuned to see where the engine's going. And I haven't had the time to do anything.
Yeah.
There's people still waiting.
Yeah, that's right. They probably are. I mean, I'll make something eventually.
Yeah.
Not that you need much introduction, but give your channel a plug, at least the people we have here, and then the future viewers.
Well, you already know whenever you plug channels, we gain a crap load of subscribers.
Yeah.
We did that last time.
Yeah. So we got, so everybody that's Red, Steve, whatever you want to call him, Master Mechanic, Redneck Garage, right?
Yeah.
You got 2 channels running, don't you?
Hey guys, I'm gonna go out again. You guys all sound like robots on mine for some reason.
All right, Ronald. I'll keep my eyes out so if you come back in.
Okay. Yeah, I have Performance Power Sports, which I've just been putting like riding stuff over there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's your other one.
Yep, I'm trying to slowly transition my riding videos completely over to there. So once it grows, then I'll stop doing riding on the garage channel and keep the garage channel just for like my vlogging and my garage stuff.
Yep.
Have you gotten a lot of subscribers on that channel?
I haven't looked. I think it's up to 300.
Oh wow.
I'm on there.
I am too.
I'm on both of yours.
Yeah,
and then Ronald, what you've got some Facebook groups, right?
I mean, I've got a YouTube. It's just my name. I don't post a whole lot on there.
Yeah.
But I have 3 Facebook groups. I've got Missouri ATV and UTV riders, which there's like 4,500 members on it.
Mm-hmm.
I got Missouri CF Moto Missouri, and then I just did the CF Moto trail model only for the Z Forces because I get really tired of even myself posting questions on the other pages.
Yeah.
Even suspension questions and stuff like that and I specifically say it's a trail model.
Yeah.
And then you get 80 comments of people with EXs. I don't care about your EX. I asked a question about a trail model.
Yeah.
If you can't read, then I'll just make my own page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking into. That's what I want is the 800 trail.
Yeah,
I love my 800 trail.
Yeah. I want to still be able to fit places I can go with my 4-wheeler, you know? I don't want to be stuck in just big trails like up in Jericho and,
well, let me tell you this. You can with the trail model, but you're going to get smacked in the face with some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you can't lean over like you can on a 4-wheeler.
No.
Let's talk about that for a minute. So that's something that I had not thought about when I bought the 950. And Mark experienced that with me at some trails that I would have liked to have taken. He's like, oh, but you can't because yours is this wide. So that's something to think about too. If anybody's watching that is considering a moto, one of the side-by-sides, look at your local trails and what they allow as far as width, because some of them will be too wide and you can't go on them. So for instance, Mark, like here in New Hampshire, we've got the trails that allow, you're good with the inches on that. We've talked about it a lot.
Most of them are all 50 inches wide.
50 inches, most of them here. And then there's the ones that will go up to 660.
They go up to, I think, like 70 something.
Yeah. But the general trails, most of them here are 50.
A lot of Colorado, a lot of them up north in Minnesota, Wisconsin, stuff like that are all 50. There's still some 50s here in Missouri. Utah, a lot of Utah, like the Paiute Trail and stuff like that. A lot of those areas are still 50-inch trails. So if you do a lot of traveling and you want to be able to ride different trails, just kind of watch where you want to go riding and see what their trail systems are before you purchase.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I think as like Lisa said, she's like, I thought this was the pros and cons. So we're kind of going off topic because I think what we're finding is that as far the cons of CF Moto,
Whip
there
is pros
really
and
isn't a
cons.
ton of them. There really isn't a ton of them. I think that the pros, we're kind of going into that now as we're all talking about this. You're hearing the fun that we have on them. We could show you videos of different things, but the cons are they're minimal. I mean, and that's what I'm finding. I mean, that's why the people that are on this right now are people that have them, own them, use them. Red, obviously, he's all over them constantly. You see him online. Ronald, you had yours 2017. Dennis has one. I have two. So,
The only con I can think of on mine that wasn't mentioned, is the factory clutching.
That
Yeah,
is
that's pretty hard.
Thanks, Kev.
You know, during the live streams, it's hard to stay on one specific topic because it would only last about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you bounce around and you talk about different things that keeps everybody listening and sticking with us. So it's just one of them things. But if you have a question, put it up there. One of us can answer it. Definitely.
Yep.
So
yeah. And again, guys, this is my first one. So my reach isn't as far. Like I said, appreciate everyone that's tuned in. You've kept us, again, 10, 11, 12 viewers the whole time. It's popped up a little bit beyond that here and there. But like Red said, definitely ask any questions because we've got him on here, mechanic. Marky's on here. Ronald is part of why I invited him today. He and I got chatting, and the knowledge that he sent my way, I was like, damn, you need to come and join us. Dennis and I have been chatting a lot. His wife's awesome. Made me this cool CF Moto shirt. It's got a logo on the back. So I was like, Dennis, you definitely need to join us. He's just been following along and hanging out with us. So, I wanted him to be on tonight. So, Dennis, I do appreciate you hanging out with us.
I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, thanks. So actually, we have something here. What is this guy saying? My 600 could have used more factory ground clearance.
Don't they all?
Yeah.
Well, they all, yeah. One thing when you get into the smaller four-wheelers like that, I have a 300 that has about the same ground clearance as your 600. And, I mean, you can always use more. But whenever you're on a smaller four-wheeler, the more clearance you got, the more it's unstable on uneven surfaces. So it's a win-lose situation there. But
everybody I know that's getting the 600s, they're all putting a lift kit in and wheel spacers.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yep.
Here's something that I've wondered because I've only ridden on the 800. So now I go back to my little yellow guy, my Honda 500, and that thing there, I could really, Gary Patrick, I'm going to post this one. I can really whip the ass end around that thing. I can really take control over it. The 800, it's a big boy. It's a big boy, and I can't throw that thing around the same way. So I think if someone's really looking to just get out there and ride and do their thing and just, get across big obstacles, the 800 and up, it's the perfect machine for you. I think if you're one of those guys that wants to whip that ass end and just really take control of your machine, I'm assuming the 600 or less is the machine for you.
I don't know. I whip mine around pretty good.
Yeah,
I have no problem.
Well, it's us older guys, Mark, like me, with broken ribs and
You're gonna milk that thing, huh?
Hey,
I got another 2 weeks of healing.
Simply, I'm gonna go and join the other live, and if you're still on, I'll rejoin.
All right, man. We'll chat with you. Thanks for joining in, though.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see
you. Good talking with you, Redneck.
If I don't see, yep.
Nice
You guys
sorry, Red. Are you starting up a live?
No. I'm gonna go join the other live with CF Moto Side Rider.
Okay, man. We'll chat with you then.
He's live tonight, and he asked me, and I said, yeah, I'll join for a little bit. So
all right. Yeah. Well, thanks for popping in.
Yeah, I will. And if you guys are still on, I'll be back in.
All right. We'll see you.
Okay. All right.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.
So and then there was 4. Mark, I know you've been up, and I didn't really have a time limit on this. So I mean, if we're kind of at the top of the hour and we've had the discussion that we've wanted to have, I mean, I don't mind taking it down unless there's somebody, and I'm going to give you the link right now over there.
What about Kevin?
if one Kevin said he couldn't join tonight, but I just gave you guys.
Well, he's posting.
He's posting. Yeah, he had said he was going to post, but probably going to skip joining tonight.
Oh,
If anyone in the feed, use that link if you want to join the video and chat. And I'm willing to hang out longer if everybody else wants to.
I'll say something about the ground clearance on the machines.
Yeah.
None of the advertisement is correct when it comes to CF Moto as far as what the actual ground clearance is.
Mm-hmm.
Mine says it's 11.2. No, it's more like 8.2.
Okay.
From the factory. I'm at 14 inches now, but like was mentioned, the higher you get, the more tipsy you are.
Yeah.
Even if you add wheel spacers, it's still higher. The higher your center of gravity, the more tipsy you are. And people need to understand when they buy certain machines of any brand, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to do everything that every other machine can do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm stupid, and I can do a lot of stuff on my machine. Which, the dumb stuff I've done. But there was some dumb stuff that they did that I wasn't about to try to follow them up.
Yep.
When you're riding in a trail model that's mine's 55 inches wide, the way it sets now, and only 80 inches of wheelbase, I'm not driving up a 3-foot cliff.
Mm-hmm.
To where the X3, the Razor, the Talon that I was riding with, they were able to do that.
Yeah.
I've tried it, maybe. Would I have rolled? Probably. Was I dumb enough to do it? No.
Okay. So you mentioned something that I've been wondering about because I don't have them on my machine. So what advantage do the spacers that everybody's starting to put on these give? I mean, obviously I know it's spacers on Jeeps and that stuff, but it's hitting this side-by-side and four-wheeler world huge. What advantage do you get from putting spacers? Because I'm considering it.
Width and stability.
So you do get more stability with the spacers.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. The wider you are, the better off you are.
Okay.
You don't want to go too wide because it puts added stress on your bearings and your bushings and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've thought about it on the 950. The only thing is I don't want to limit myself on a couple of the trails that are up here that I really like. But the 950 could definitely use a little bit more stability when you want to like whip that thing around and do some donuts on it because it doesn't turn on a dime. So you find that you've got to turn fast if you want to make a quick turn.
So that machine is big enough. You could do those and it wouldn't be a big deal with trails because it's already wide enough.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't not get it through anything.
Well, the thing is, a couple of trails that I like up in Littleton, they got the gates, and I'm just squeezing through. So if I put those spacers on, I think I can end up not being allowed to get on that trail. And I like that one because it's just the one that my kids will go up and do with me because it's a gentle ride, and they have a blast.
The reason why I, spacers on mine was pretty much because I did the lift, and when you do the lift, it sucks the wheels in.
Mm-hmm.
I put the spacers on to bring them back out, but then I did
that makes sense.
I did an offset wheel too, which factory, if you measure from the edge of the tire to the edge of the tire on a trail model, you're at 52 and a half, 53 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the offset wheels, the wheel spacers, I'm still only at 55 inches.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with Gary here. On the wheel spacers on the back of the U-Force 1000 because that's what Aaron had, and it looked funny in the rear. It needed a wider stance because the front of those things are big and the back was really skinny.
Yeah,
that's right. I remember that.
I've got 11-inch wide tires in the back, 9.5-inch on the front, but I have them all on 14x7 wheels. So when I did that, the ass end was a lot wider than the front. So I have an inch wheel spacer on the back and an 1.5 inch wheel spacer on the front, just to keep my width the same. But when I go to my mud tires that are all the same width, I've got to go to 2-inch wheel spacers on the back and leave the 1.5 inch in the front in order to keep my width the same front and rear. So it also depends on what wheels you're running.
Yeah.
If you're running just the factory wheels, then you can run all the same spacers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mark, are those your dogs barking?
Yeah, my wife just
Those weren't my dogs.
Mark's got two little fellas, so I was thinking they were his. I'm like, they're not happy right now.
I got 2 pit bulls and then a little 7-pound fury of Satan.
That's the one barking.
Mark has two furies of Satan.
2 Frenchies.
Because he just bit me.
Oh.
Some dog don't like me. Stupid.
So Dennis, chime in on here. What are your thoughts on everything? You haven't said a whole lot tonight.
I'm just listening, dude.
You're just listening in, huh?
Amy got me the wrong.
I like with mine. I have the 30s with aftermarket wheels, and I think they're 10.5 all the way around.
Okay.
It's a little bit wider, but not much.
Yeah.
So, because I was thinking about that trailer you were talking about, and I'm like, shit, I hope mine goes through it.
Yeah.
You know?
I did
So
I did a
you have the
measurement.
Z950, right?
Yeah.
I did a measurement when I was up there last time, and I one of the 2 of the gates to make sure they're all the same, and I forget now what the measurement was, but I know what the 950 stock is, Mark. I think it's 60 or 61 inches wide.
I thought they were like
I don't remember.
9.
I thought, or maybe it was a little under 60, but I know when I measured it up there, I think I measured like 63 or 64, and I was like, oh, because in my mind, going through those control gates, it seemed like it was so much thinner. And then when I remember going through, and I remember there was about this much. That's my hands there right now are at about 2 inches apart. It was about 2 inches on each side, so I knew I still had room.
Yeah, I think I might be able to squeeze through there.
Yeah, it's a good ride up there. I really enjoy it.
It looks nice. It looks really nice.
Because then you have the offshoot Jacobs Trail, which actually lets you go up and down on the road for about 5 miles around the whole town. And it's a blast. Yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah.
As long as people don't get up there and start screwing it up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You mentioned you have all the same size tires, correct?
What I have, mine's all stock right now.
Yours is all stock.
For the
Dennis,
950.
have all 4 the same size tires?
Yes.
See, you don't want to do that on a trail. If you put all same width tires on a trail, it handles like crap.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It puts through the steering. It's just a pain. If you're in 4 lock, don't even try to turn the steering wheel.
Really?
Back to the skinnies on the front, and it drives like normal.
No, really? Does it have a cushion?
Same on the quads.
I'm sorry?
I said I think it's the same on the quads too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for suspension wise on the 950, you guys have pretty much the same setup as what I have on the 800 XC.
Mm-hmm.
I adjusted mine, tightened them up, took them off, and tightened up the spring like 1.5 inches, and I gained 1 inch of ground clearance by doing that, and it stiffened it up, which wasn't a bad thing. And then I loosened everything else up, so I have more play with it, and it ended up being just about the same as factory, but I gained 1 inch.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there's a con on as far as the 2021 Z950, the shocks on there, they're not the dial-in shocks. You've got to use that little wrench and stuff. It's a pain in the ass. I've not adjusted that one because of that. One of the things I loved about the 800 XC, the 4-wheeler, and it's one of the things I noticed on Mark's when I first saw it. I love that you can just dial them in. So you can play with them in real time. All of them you can, but you can do it quick and just check and go, okay, how does this feel, or how does this feel? With the 2021 950, it takes you some time.
I think the new Z950s, you can adjust them now.
I think they're dial-in. I mean, the old one you can, but you have to. Like I said, you have to use. I don't know if there's a term for it. A shock wrench. I don't know. Mark's like, oh, Aaron, come on. He's like, don't start talking
shock wrench. That's okay. I lost all my shock wrenches on like the first ride. They all flew out of the trunk. It wasn't closed all the way.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. The trunks. It was the same thing with my cousin Lisa. Her 500. It's got like a rubber band thing, and it broke, and everything just flew out.
Yeah.
And mine is the same thing as yours. If you close it, it feels like it's closed, but it's not. You have to really like push on it and get a second click out of it.
Yeah, it happened to me last winter when I first got it. I was going down the back trail in my backyard and it opened. I came back through to head back and I saw everything on the ground. And then so the manual was just that wet manual. And I laid it out into the barn near the pellet stove just so it would dry over a couple days. So now it's just out there. Like you peel each page. It's like, and the picture comes off with it. It's like, oh man. I mean, you know.
Brings back 13-year-old memories, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Oh god. Yeah, I was gonna go there, but I was like, nah, you went there, so I'm gonna go right along with it. Oh man, webs we weave. So, well, guys, I think I've been going for an hour and 10. This is my first one ever. We're starting to slowly trickle down into 8, 9 viewers, kind of popping up and down. So I think I'll end this, let you guys all get back to whatever it is that you want to do. And then, as my channel grows, we'll get more viewers and I'll definitely be doing this again. So if anybody out there watching or you guys come up with a topic that can, again, at least bring us, for an hour or so, I'll definitely do this again. It was fun. Oh, wait, what's this? Ron, what do we got here? We got Ron will always go there. What? Enlighten us.
So hey, one more thing, guys. How about the stock tires? I wasn't a fan of the stock tires on my four-wheeler at all. I blew out both front tires once up in Jericho, and I ended up putting, I think, 9 plugs in the sidewall.
Wow. What did you have on that? The Stag tires?
No, it was before the Stag tires.
Yeah, I got the Stag on mine, right, Mark? Yeah. The new one has the Stag.
Yeah, the angled lugs, right?
Yeah.
Like the pattern.
Yeah, they're really soft compound. So
when we were in Kentucky, we were driving down along the railroad tracks just in the big rocks, and the four-wheeler that was with us blew out a tire. Same thing. They're just so. We used, I think, 6 plugs just to get it out of the trails.
Oh wow!
The A-Buzz that come on some of the 800s and 1000s, and then the Stag, they seem to be pretty decent tires.
Yeah. That's why I went with the Kenda Executioners. Well, they got a lot more meat, but they're also 6-ply tire. I mean, you could run them with like 2 pounds in them, and you're not going to blow out a sidewall.
Well, I ran Executioners for 6 years, 3 years on this and 3 years on my Sportsman. Mm-hmm. And if they made Executioners in a 30-inch tire, that's what would be on it right now.
What are you running right now?
Mud Light 2s.
Those are good tires, though.
I've got Mud Light 2s on it now. I've got Outlaw 2s that I use for mud. And then I've got my MT truck tires for the street.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So the tires that currently come with CF Motos, the Stags, I mean, looking at them, they're nice. I like how they look. Where do they rate with another name brand or aftermarket tire? I mean, I haven't ridden mine heavily.
Stag is a name brand tire.
Yeah, I know. So where do they rate in the world of tires? Let's say we got a 1 to 10 scale for anyone wondering, like where do the stock tires rate on a 1 to 10? We'll say
it depends on where you're riding.
Yeah,
the terrain. Yeah.
I mean the ones that came on yours are actually pretty good. I mean, they're right around. I'd probably say a 4 on the scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
And I would compare them to a.
Compare them to something.
The Bighorns.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I compare them to the Bighorns. A decent all-around tire, not the greatest, but not the worst.
Yeah.
CST are fairly good tires.
I actually liked my CST tires for the one ride that I took with them.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty much did good on all the terrains. I didn't have any issue with them.
Okay.
They're extremely wide for their sizing, but they were a good tire.
Yeah.
And I was on rocks and I didn't pop them, so.
Yeah. Wherever it was that you were riding in that video, if that's not going to pop your tires, I don't know what is.
Well, on the video, I was running 28-inch or 28 by 10s all the way around XTR 370s, which are actually 11 and a half inches wide. They lie like hell on that.
Yeah. Mark, when I see you next in person, I'll show you the video that he had sent me today, where the place that he was at. It was like, damn.
Those are the XTR 370s. I did not like. I had them on there for literally 2 short rides, and I took them off and sold. I like a little more aggressive tire. I did not like having the wides in the front, and yeah, it was just that was a big waste of money on my.
Okay.
Now they probably wouldn't have been mad on an EX or the 950, being a longer or bigger, wider machine, being able to put wide tires on the front. It just didn't work for mine.
Okay.
In fact,
Yeah, mine are
Monterey.
still too new. Like both mine are 2021, so I haven't considered tires or anything like that yet. So I haven't gone down that road. But I'm definitely watching all these videos with the clutch kits and stuff like that. Which, Mark, I'll have more of a conversation with you about that sometime. I gotta figure out. I get the 950. It needs more low gear power. I just find that because one of the things I got so used to foot shifting from my older Honda, the whole having to go down a trail and I want to go into lower high, having to stop, put it into gear because obviously it's not on the fly. I need in a lot of these trails you kind of stay in low, but I need more power and I need to be able to go higher speed, higher RPMs in low than what I currently get from
your
950
stock tires. If you're going to run stock tires and that's what you want.
I'm going to stick with the stock for a while. I don't have any issues with them right now.
Just clock your secondary to B2.
Yeah, that's what I did originally. Is I just did the secondary at first.
Yeah.
And then ended up changing my weights out later on down the road. But just reclocking the secondary, that made a big difference.
Well, yeah, when I saw you last, and I had noticed, because obviously I'm riding my 800, and it's not doing what yours does. When you were just hitting little bumps and you were getting on it and you were lifting your front end, like I'd like my 800 to be able to do that. Because right now it's just kind of a fun, big machine to just kind of bully around on. I'd like to have a little bit more of that ability with it.
That was one of my cons on the CF Moto was the stock.
Say that again. Sorry, you cut out.
One of my cons on the for all the CF Moto is the stock clutching.
Yeah, Gary said the same thing.
Near the power range.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me ask: is that something that someone not overly mechanical, if they have a video they're watching, can do, or is that something that you would say if you want to do that, get someone that knows what they're doing to do it for you?
It's pretty easy. If you buy the tool, I can do mine in a half hour.
Okay.
I've actually still got a few of my bolts out because I'm still working on tuning mine. Which, like I said, you've seen the times, and I'm not done yet.
Yeah,
so
your times are good.
It's just one of those things that sometimes it takes some playing with. It's a lot easier on the 950s, but if you're just clocking the secondary, you buy that secondary tool and you have a vise to put it in. It's something simple. It's very simple.
So somebody's talking about the air box.
Yeah, the airbox relocate. Mark, you did a radiator relocate. Is that what you're referring to?
Well, he's also on the Z-Force, so that would be Redneck did. I know Redneck did something about that. He had a video about that.
An airbox. Don't move the airbox.
Tell him why not. Tell him why not. Why do you think not?
Well, it's general automotive knowledge that if you take from your air intake tube and you make that tube really long, you can't get that snap throttle that you need, that giant boost of air right at the beginning. That when you put a tube there that's 12 to 16 inches long that it's trying to pull air through, it's not getting enough air. And once it starts struggling, it continues to struggle all through the
bottleneck.
I've got my stock airbox in my stock location, but I have it snorkeled from there up
Mhm.
to get away from sucking the dust.
Ah.
Any ATV, UTV snorkel kit for any other brand, any machine, it is snorkeled from the factory airbox location because it is there for a reason.
Now, wouldn't that be? Isn't that one of the cons to having the Z Force, like the 800 and stuff? Didn't it suck in a lot of dust and everything? Wasn't that a complaint?
I've read about it a lot.
Yeah, because the air intake goes right up to where the dust circles up underneath the machine.
Okay.
So
And that's going to be a problem for those that are really on those types of trails that are just like massive dust. I mean, like I know like out west there or maybe down south, you guys get that red thick dust. We don't have that here.
Oh,
it doesn't matter, any dust.
Okay, okay.
On the Z Force, well, on the trails and the EXs, don't relocate your airbox, but snorkel it up from the airbox to get your intake part away from where it's at now.
okay.
You're welcome, Big Pooh 02. That's what we're here for. No problem. Yes, and we'll give that direct thanks to Ronald and Mark because I would not have been able to answer that question. I'm learning just as much as everybody else is, so thank you guys.
I'm in school with Aaron.
Huh?
I'm in school.
Cars at all, you'll see that air intake tubes have little canisters that come off of them in different areas, especially when you have longer tubes. Those are there to get that boost of air for the snap throttle. And when you take those away, it has to fight to suck the air in.
And that'll lean the motor out, won't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Or pushing it because it's not getting enough air. Too much fuel, not enough air.
Yeah.
Now, isn't there a simple, without having to do a whole, kit? Aren't there some simple fixes to that as far as just putting in better filters and things along that line, or?
No, because it's still going to draw from the same spot.
Okay.
I mean, definitely want to get rid of the stock air filter on the trails and the EXs, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, same thing with the 800 XC. My machine. That was the first thing I did was get rid of that air filter, and I went with a uni.
Yeah.
They have the same problem. The filter is coming apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just crappy paper. It's not. There's nothing good about those.
When I pulled mine out, and it was in two pieces.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it could have started sucking particles into the motor and particles of the filter into the motor.
No kidding.
Wow.
I got to check mine then.
Well, the 950s are a little different, though.
No, my 800,
he's got the 800.
Yeah, I got one of each. Yeah. I'll have to check that. Yeah, the 950. Now that's got its own little rocket.
Yeah.
Got a rocket booster.
Yeah. The rocket boosters on the side, the air intake.
Yeah, paint those.
Yeah, I know. I know. I thought about that. So the 950, what you were saying, so the 950 isn't going to have that same problem because the way that they set that up, right? They set it up correctly from the beginning, you think? Because I do see people with the 950s cutting the holes in and they're putting those systems in.
Well, they do that so that they can go in deep water.
Yeah. I'm not a big deep water person.
I mean, you can probably go up to your waist.
I think I think through mud, no problem. But I'm not going to be floating the thing in a friggin' swamp.
You kidding me? You get a little mud on your floorboard and start freaking out.
Yeah, I'm that guy that whenever that thing gets a little bit dirty, I come home. I bought a pressure washer specifically, which I did a video on, to clean my machines every time. I love a clean machine.
The video that Red posted earlier, I had mud up to right here on me, sitting in the seat.
Yeah, you were in there.
Yeah,
that was thick crap too. That wasn't water.
Yeah,
I had mud underneath. I couldn't even sit back down in my seat.
We had see if I can find it here. I think this is it here. Hold on, I'll share this one. This was fun. This was that same day. Here it is. Share screen. This was our buddy Kev. He can you guys see that?
Oh yeah, he definitely got stuck.
He was in there good. His nephew was with him. You could see the water just floating through underneath.
Yeah, you see him waving around.
It was a lot of fun to be there. This was the first time I had met Kev, and the guy behind him was his I don't know if it was his, I think he said his nephew, and he was kind of, it was fun, and he was riding that Can-Am thing though. That was a nice freaking machine.
Oh yeah.
But we ended up having.
He wouldn't go through the mud though.
No,
he
had
wouldn't
a machine built for that, and he wouldn't do it. He didn't want to get dirty. He was wearing sneakers and shorts.
Oh my God.
As long as it's not cold.
Yeah, we tried riding with Kevin for almost a year before we finally met up with him.
Yeah, he's really, really, really good guy. I'm looking forward to riding him again.
Well, I'm coming this year.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have a good time.
Yeah, this place that we went to, there's a lot of parking over there. I mean, it's good riding. We only did half the trails that day.
Oh, really?
If that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The one that we're in on that video right now, that was just a random trail off of a trail that goes to a gas station.
Oh, wow.
I ended up going the wrong way and finding that.
Yeah, this was my first time taking the 800 on the trail. Hadn't used the winch or anything, so I was like, Mark, I got off and just let him do it, because all I was thinking of was all the videos I've ever watched in my head. I'm thinking, oh, this thing's gonna snap and come back and take my head off. Now I know better though.
I've had one snap on me. It usually doesn't come right for you.
Yeah, we ended up getting them out, as you can see, but that was a really good day. That was an excellent day.
Huh?
Yeah, we have a good time.
So is anybody going to the MSC thing besides me?
No, I'm too far from there. I think it'd be fun. I would love to go see a bunch of the guys we see on videos. Now, if they let's put it this way, and I joked around with them about it. If they had like rental machines down there, and the COVID thing would allow me to go fly down there, I would probably go and I'd rent a machine and probably have a great weekend. But at this point, we have a lot of events up here too in New Hampshire, so there's plenty to go to. But it would be fun because it's all these people I see on these channels all the time.
I don't know if I would be able to ride up there with you guys. I mean, even though I do have spark arresters and everything else, I have modified exhaust.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much.
Sometimes it's where you are too, and days that
you are, yeah.
What's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that one video and I called it was the Canterbury Desert. So those trails all in there, those are just what we'll call I don't know, just rogue trails that are just out there. You just know them because you're a local. Like out there's no rule. You just go. And it runs on the side of Route 93, which is one of our major highways that runs through New Hampshire. You can be as loud as you want out there. Obviously the state-controlled trails, yeah, I guess if you're out there and the wardens or whatever are hanging out, they could say something. But
that's usually more geared towards like the rail trail, those type of trails that are just straight, and the speed limit is usually around like 25.
Yeah.
And they're just nailing people doing like 60 miles an hour with, on the race bikes with straight pipes on them. You can hear them coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we went
for interstate.
Some of the Northwoods Law guys that are on the TV show. We met them.
Yeah.
But then when we went to Jericho, we didn't see one.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're up there during the week, it's a little better riding. You can get out there. Then once you venture out of Jericho Park, go up like Success Trail, go up, go just head north.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good riding up there. And then you end up out on the roads and stuff too. And just random gas station out in the middle of nowhere, grab another map and keep on going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a term for the trails Mark like we have that go down like 111 and stuff like that. So I guess I'll just kind of coin them like those are our outlaw trails, You can be on them, you're not supposed to be on them. No one's gonna say anything though. It's just like whatever. Outlaw trails.
Yeah, there's trails that you just don't talk about, but we ride them.
That's right.
But now we
Yeah.
just talked about them.
Game around.
Wow, you don't know where they are.
Oh yeah. I only gave you a name.
You try playing that game around here, and the fucking Rangers will get you.
They do, huh? We don't have rangers here. We've got state police, and they don't bother anyone on trails. You got it's more of the local cops, and then of course your what do we call our guys, Mark?
The wardens.
The wardens, yeah, the pain in the asses. But I don't know.
It also depends on what town you're in too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're down in Salem. There's no trails down here anymore.
Yeah, and that's where I grew up, and they used to be everywhere. We used to go from one side of town all the way over to 111, and then I'd take that all the way up to Newfields, New Hampshire. We used to be able to go. Now, they've houses have been built, the trails have been eliminated. There's still sections, but not like it used to be.
Hey, Gary, I'm bringing the Outlaw 2s just because of that. I'm actually going to bring all 3 sets.
Are you gonna go to the MSC thing?
Oh, yeah, I booked my hotel right after they announced, or actually before they even put it up on the page.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, with COVID, which I don't agree with all the COVID crap, but
yeah, I hear you.
There's so many people that are doing outdoor stuff and getting into side-by-sides and, the state parks and the national parks and all the events and stuff like that for outside recreation.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a camping area, finding places that are going to be, open and running and not overran is getting hard to do.
Yeah, one of the things that I love seeing more of the sport come to New Hampshire, but I think what happens too is I'm also seeing the prices of everything are going up, and then I don't like some of the attitude. No offense, Dennis. I don't like some of the attitude that comes in from Mass. It's kind of like leave your politics behind. Don't come here and move here and buy one of our homes, and all of a sudden you're the guy that your property was on. Part of your property is part of the 20 acres that's out in the woods where we had a trail that once cut through, and then you shut it down because you don't want people on your property. That's one of the frustrating things we're running into here in New Hampshire. We're a small state, so I'm not saying it's all Mass people, but affordability is pretty much the people coming in from the city that are buying it all up, and then they shut it down, which sucks. Which is why they're reserving land way up north, because they're giving us that success trails in Jericho and all that, which is great. But now us people that are down in middle and southern New Hampshire, we have to now drive an hour and a half just to go riding where we used to have to leave in the yards.
If I were to buy a big plot of land that had timber on it and, there was trails that were already there, by all means, ride them. I'm going to ride them, but
yeah.
But
just
like since COVID came, a lot of people are getting into the sport, which is awesome.
Yeah,
but going out and they're buying all these high horsepower machines, and they've never ridden one before.
I know.
For everybody else, because they don't know how to ride them, they don't know how to follow the rules, and Well,
and CF Moto doesn't make anything that's comparable to anything over a 1000 XP,
right?
Or a 1S for that matter.
Right.
The new one should, be comparable to the 1000 XP. But you try to compare our machines to X3 Turbo RRs and, that kind of crap. There's literally no question.
No. It's night and day.
Power wise, yeah.
I mean, I think CF Moto for anyone who's never owned a machine, it's a freaking great machine to first buy. And there's so many mods coming out for them as it's getting more and more accepted here. You're going to be able to do so much with them. And, like I said, it's we were talking about it earlier, the price point. What a great price point to try something out. Even if you end up not liking it, you can pretty much get your money back. As long as you don't beat it. So
and then the comparison with the, the horsepower and stuff with the, the big machines with the turbos and everything, even, like the Can-Am XMR 1000, something like that. They have a lot more power and a lot more torque. But when you're running through trails, you can't use any of that. I mean, I got the 800, and I'm not using half the power I got through the trails. And I mean, I'm cooking.
I heard that the turbo machines aren't good in the trails because they need to be wound up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'll stick with NA any day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier,
Now, if I was in the dunes or I lived, out in the desert, or
yeah.
Yeah, well, you can run it. Yeah.
by all means, crank that go up all you want. I'll be right there behind the wheel.
Mhm.
But if I don't need it, I don't need it.
Right.
Yeah. I said, I've got a couple places where I am, like I want to get the what we call the desert here in New Hampshire. That's a great place because you can really open it up there. But I also found being over there, when I did open it up, yeah, it was fast, but it wasn't overly impressive. But it was good. I mean, then as soon as I get off that big set of where all the sand is, and I get out into the trails, then now all of a sudden I've got plenty.
What's your top speed on a stock 950?
So on mine, I got it going, and again, this was just based on the speedometer and then me using an app on my phone. I got it going 70 down my road coming back, which is on a slight angle down. So that's the highest I've seen my tack go. It read 70.
Okay.
Was I going 70? I don't know. I mean, it felt like it because I have no windshield on it. So trust me, the bugs in my teeth and my watery eyes felt it. Yeah.
I got my machine right now. It's topping out at 67, 68. And I mean, that's pretty fast. And I have it
See, Gary?
I have it reclocked.
Later, Gary.
And I changed the weight, so it brought it down a little bit, but that's plenty fast enough for what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I've gotten my trail up to 69, and that was just where I had to let off at a stop sign.
Yeah.
And mine's on 30s with so far tons of clutch work and more to come. And I've been able to maintain my top speed.
And it was stable.
So if it's clutched properly, technically you shouldn't lose any top speed.
Okay.
Keyword.
Oh.
Well, I can't say anything that I did to my clutch was proper.
The penny?
But
Penny for your thought, anybody?
the trail model lifted on 30s, my ass ain't going to be going 70 mile an hour anytime really anyways.
Hell no, you got to lift it and put 30s on it. You didn't make it to do 70 miles an hour.
No.
I made it to do 70 mile an hour, and it'll also take off faster than a clutched 950.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Yeah.
I mean, mine's good enough to where I can do wheelies on it.
Yeah, you can, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a big machine, the 2-up 800.
And it pops up good. That's what I was saying. I want mine to be able to do that. I mean, I can if I have to really get up. But you were just hitting over little bumps as we were going in the trails, and you give it the gas, and it would lift. And I love that. I love to mess with the machine like that. That's why I love the 500 so much.
Well, I was doing it up there on at the Canterbury Desert on the pavement.
Canterbury.
Dingleberry.
The Dingleberry Desert.
Dingleberry. Oh man. Well, guys,
hundreds or the 600s, 800s, they'll pull the front tires stock, won't they?
The which one?
Mine will. But if when Mark does it, he just really he doesn't have to get on it much, and it just lifts. Mine, without it being reworked, reclocked, or anything, I can do it, but I have to make it a point and really pull the weight on it to do it. Where Mark's just going, and he's lifting, and it's awesome. I love it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
I've seen them pulling wheelies.
Oh yeah, you definitely can. But like I said, you'll notice though they're getting their foot back there and they're getting on it. He can just sit down on it and hit it, which is great.
I'd like to do the ECU flash on it, but I don't want to have to send it out and then wait for it, especially with all the shipping nowadays. You never know when it's going to get there, when it's getting back. I ride my 4-wheel all the time. I don't want it to be down for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I overnighted mine down to wholesale.
Oh yeah.
I overnighted it down, and then I paid the overnight back, so it cost me like $50 in shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And how much was the flash?
Still took me 2 weeks to get it. $100.
That's not too bad.
Not bad.
Maybe there's someone local, Mark, that we just don't know about.
Yeah, that would be nice.
2 weeks.
It's got to be somebody. We could always put the question out on the CF Moto Everything page and some of the other ones and just ask people. You never know who knows who.
Yeah.
There's always some mechanic that's like, yep.
Yep.
It's a dyno mechanic. You know how they tune the motorcycles?
So if anybody does tune.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find out.
Well, guys, I'm gonna say this time. I'm gonna shut us down. We've been going an hour and 40. I'm gonna let everybody get to bed and do what they're doing. I'm kind of like getting dry mouth here myself, anyway. So
It's past my bedtime and I'm hungry.
Yeah, Mark, I figured. I appreciate you guys coming on. And Ronald, Mark, Dennis. Next time I do one of these, I'll definitely throw the invite out to you guys first. And if you wanted to come on,
Absolutely.
come on. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you guys.
If I had just tried to do this on my own, I would have been able to carry the conversation for probably about 20 minutes, and then I would have been, okay, guys, logging out. See ya.
Yeah, you'd be talking to yourself. I mean, you do that anyways.
No, which is fine. I mean, I could be a Howard Stern and just kind of, have the conversation and talk about different things. But when it's just one, my channel is CF Moto. If I was like this general channel, yeah, I could talk about everything. But people aren't going to tune in to hear me talk about movies and artists and who's banging who and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and we're not going to go political like they did last time.
No, I don't want to go political.
There goes 5 hours.
That'll get
Let's
you.
go, Brandon. That's my political statement. All right, guys. You have a good night. And again, thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys.
All right. See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.